Andrew Tate is not a real man. I'm not just writing off of his name for views. This is something that I've got nephews that have come to me and started espousing some of the things that he says, some that are good, that are appealing to the fact that young men are feeling like they're being attacked for being men or for being masculine. And a lot of what he's saying is standing up against it. And I can't argue with that. You know, that's a big part of what I want to do. But what I can argue with is this. The reason I say he's not a man is because the first prerequisite to being a real man, is being a good man. And you can't be a good man if you're scamming people. He started his career by pretending, well, first, without even getting into how exploited the females were that he used to make the money. There's a part that he has personally laughed about. You can search for it. You can find the video where he's taking over the keyboard of these women who are supposed to be talking to these older men from around the world. And he and his brother are convincing them to basically empty their bank accounts so that they can make money. So they're running a scam, exploiting men who they're supposed to be empowering. No, that's not good. My little nephew told me that, I guess on one of the videos that he watched, he said that he had done those things before he was Muslim. And I don't like the idea of cancel culture where we judge someone by the worst thing that they've ever done. But I have trouble trusting a person when they have it anywhere in them to commit a scam where you're getting people to empty their bank accounts, making them think that there are women that are in love. You're capitalizing on someone who's lonely and hurting, and you're making your money. That's how you're making your money. That's your business. I'm not a perfect person, but I've never done anything like that. I don't think you can just say, hey, I found Jesus or Muhammad or, whoever, and have that rectify something that immoral and disgusting. So that's not who you should be following. Like, young men of the world, look to people that can help you forge character. People like Jordan Peterson, for one. A channel that I like, Dry Creek Wrangler, old guy with a beard, smoking a cigar and just giving life lessons. And I think he talks to the camera and he's mostly telling you things that he told his own boys, and it's sincere. Here's the second part. If I was going to judge if Andrew Tate has really changed his ways, I think one way we should look at is the products that he's peddling. If you started your career by scamming people, are you now, can we see evidence in what you're doing today that shows that you've turned over a new leaf? And I don't really think you can. There's been reviews of those courses, and the main consensus is that there's no secret sauce. It's just regurgitation of very axioms and conventional things that you would find in almost any material on investing or on starting a business. And that it's just repackaged and sold for a very high price. So he's counting more on the sales tactics of his 34 Bugattis, or it's probably more now, this fleet of Bugattis, to get an audience that is mostly younger to buy his courses, to learn how. The course material is not the type of material that is going to lead to you being able to buy a fleet of Bugattis. You would have to be a person who reaches this kind of level of celebrity that he has, and then exploit that number of eyeballs into selling a bunch of courses that don't work to make enough money to have that many Bugattis. So I'm going to try to do my part. Part of what I'm going to do on this channel is let you know how I retired young. I was retired in my 30s. A lot of it was through real estate. I have started my own businesses, and a lot of it was through wise investing. There's some secret sauce stuff that I can teach you with real estate, some kind of specialized methods I haven't seen in a lot of books that worked for me. And I'm not going to charge anything for that. I mean, eventually I think maybe I can come up with something I think is valuable enough where I could be asking for money and it would be a fair exchange. But I'm certainly not going to attempt to rehash a bunch of information that's out there for free, repackage it, and then sell it for top dollar. What I think has happened is I think he's gone from one scam to a bigger scam. The scam in the beginning was maybe more obvious and egregious, and now the scam that he's pulling today is on you. So my suggestion is to learn whatever it is. If you want to start a business or you want to start real estate, there is so much free information that's available today to get you started. Get started that way. Go read books. And then if at some point you want more advanced material after you've got out in the world and actually attempted to do some of these things and learn from experience, maybe you can be careful about finding some higher end courses or things that you think might take you to the next level. But don't buy Andrew Tate's course, and stop. If you want to watch him because he's sensational and you find it entertaining, that's fine. But this is not who you should be following to determine how to be a real man. Real men are good men.